You're going to show yourself that there's nothing to be afraid of, that Quillweave is a great friend who would never lie to you. You're going to take an insuspicious, apparently accidental gulp of this water, and then continue eating this delicious cake, and you'll be fine. You'll see. Katia, drink the water. Drink it down. Well, let's see what happens. Adobe Flash Player. What am I gonna do after December? Still have the fork and spoon. Oh, this one's taking a couple seconds to load. Okay, that scared me. I had my headphones turned up way too high. Pleasure to see you again, Countess Umbranox. As you can see, I've been busy keeping the road safe. The combat was perilous, but no thanks is necessary. I'm just doing my duty as a soldier of the Imperial Legion. Oh my freaking heck. Why are you dropping dead bandits on my doorstep? These aren't even all people. Is that a dog? What I can say, citizen, sometimes criminals are dogs. True justice does not discriminate. No. True justice is that light beacon of light in a world of prejudice and disorder where not even the innocent are safe. But rest assured, the Legion is here to uphold the law. Then go uphold it in Kavach and bother Count Goldwine. Well then, looks like dinner's over now. There were a lot of things that were going on that I didn't get a good look at, so I'm just gonna watch this again for myself. Well, at least you didn't get a sip. That would have been even worse than this happening. Like, this was probably the best possible outcome at that second. Katia, get that milk, then finish your cake. Maybe ask if anyone isn't going to finish theirs. More cake. Best day ever. Yeah, it turns out the most people lose their appetite after a pile of dead bodies is dumped in front of them. They gladly donate their delicious cake to you. This is the best day. Katia, politely inquire if you can loot the corpses. Like, it took me a few seconds after I read that to realize. Tara Hill apologizes for the abrupt, disastrous ending to dinner. The soldier usually doesn't show up until later in the evening, she says, but he apparently made better time than usual today. He does displays like this frequently, but his heart is in the right place, so very, very wrong, but in the right place. You say it's fine. You're no stranger to extremely awkward disasters, so what happens to the bodies? Durhel says she doesn't know. Barlorn generally comes in later and takes them away, probably to bury. If you're asking about their belongings, well, I guess it just goes to whoever is willing to take it. Bandits don't usually have anything of value. You thank her for the help and tell her to pass your compliments along to the chef who prepared tonight's meal. You're going to loot the corpses now. Grieve over your own dead body in the pile. Wait. No, that's not her. Right? Wait. Oh, come on, he looks nothing like you. Racist. You have no idea how to siphon magic up out of dead bodies, or if that's even a thing you can do with your weird astronaut powers. You do take the Khajiit's sweet machete, though. Is that a machete? No. That's an axe. This is way better than the one you made out of a piece of glass and a broomstick. Oh, almost forgot. You'll have to add a new broomstick to the list of things you owe Quillweave. Her old one is buried under 100 feet of rubble. It's kind of a brutish weapon, you guess, but it's not like you're actually going to use it on a regular basis. It's for emergencies, and in a true emergency, you frankly don't care how much blood splatter there is, as long as it's enough to make the emergencies go away. But yeah, you and Quillwave should probably leg it before an enraged and violent countess comes storming back. Finish cake. Notice Quillwave has a bit of delicious cake on her face. Maybe if you just lick... What? You meet Quillwave back at the entrance to the dining room. She seems a little bit eager to leave, possibly due to the pile of dead bodies. You point out that she has some cake on her face. She thanks you for the heads up and licks it off. Boy, you're helpful. Where was that? I don't see her with that on her face. Katia, make a mental note to learn how to make cake, because cake is awesome. Wait, cakes are just something you can make, like, anytime you want? Your mind is overwhelmed by all the new possibilities this opens. Time to turn in for the night. Bid farewell to your guests and politely inquire to Bellorn if you may visit him tomorrow to further gain some insight into how you should go about becoming a mage. Escort Quillweave out of the building and return to her house. Uh, so Bellorn is definitely a necromancer, especially with the fact that he's getting fresh bodies that just seem to disappear. And the more I think about it, the more I think that the Atronach is a perfect class for a summoner. Because summoning guys from Oblivion takes a lot of magicka, to the point that lower level spellcasters usually don't have enough maximum magicka to summon stronger summons. So being under the sign of the Atronach doubles how much maximum magicka you have, which means that from the start, you could summon very powerful beings from Oblivion to serve you, or even just summon weaker ones for a very extended amount of time, which is worrying. Anyways, you tell Quillweave that you'd like to walk back home with her, but there's a couple of people you want to talk to real quick first. You try to make it fast, if that's okay. She says that's fine. Take your time. She doesn't want to get in the way of you making friends. She'll wait here with Captain S and capital S until you're ready to go. Every time, capital is capitalized, so I'm really thinking that his full name is Capital Stranger, which, okay. You thank her and offer the strange, dangerous man a piece of cake. Seek Orin and ask if the machete is sturdy enough to withstand a fight, because you don't really know much about weapons. We don't want it to break in half right in the middle of a fight. You don't see Bellorn anywhere. He must have already turned in for the night. You do spot Orin, though. Orin, you know stuff about weapons, right? Among other things, he says. What do you need? You explain that you're going to be traveling to Gavach tomorrow and want to have something simple for self-defense. One of the bodies in the other room was holding this. Do you think it would be okay? Just lick. Mlam. Mlam. Orrin examines your machete. He wouldn't take it into a straight-up fight, he says. But if you're jumped by a wild animal or something, it should be enough to make them run. You can do that scary Khajiit eye thing too, right? Sort of, you say. You can pull it off once a day or so, but much more than that and your eyes gush blood and you can't see for a month, which is weird. Since you swear your mother could use Eye of Fear all day long like it was nobody's business. Well, he says you're just headed up to Gavach, so he thinks you'll be fine with this. If the handle breaks or something, you should be able to bind it back together pretty easy with some nails and metal. Anyways, if you're looking to travel light, this is also a useful tool. You can use it to cut down trees, make firewood, things like that. Huh. Thanks, you say. For the first time in your life, you suddenly understand where lumber comes from. Oh no. That soldier, however, that's important. Perhaps ask around about him, because really, if we were going to Kvatch, is having him as a bodyguard a safe idea? I'm sure he could be perfectly fine, but he's also kind of enthusiastic about his job. You have one more stop to make before heading back to Quillweaves. Darahill said the soldier's heart was in the right place, which you guess is a good thing, and he's enthusiastic, which you guess is good too. If he's headed towards Kvatch, this could be your chance to get some additional protection on your way there. It might even be a chance to get a friend. He's on his way out, but luckily he hasn't left Nut yet. Hey, you say to the soldier, I was kind of maybe meaning to ask if you... Do not fear, noble citizen. You are now in safe hands. How can the Imperial Legion serve you? Ah, I see, he's that type of person. He's like, uh, I have so many guys that I can picture in my head that he's like, but I can't remember names for the life of me. Like, I'm very visual when it comes to stuff, so if you try to have me remember things, I can picture them perfectly in my head, but I can never remember names. Katia, swoon. Swoon. I would totally swoon for irony's sake. Yeah, you're gonna have to swoon. Yeah, you're really not the swooning type. You will admit that being literally swept off your feet was kinda fun, though. Find out his name. It seems important. Katia, find out this guy's name. Hi, you say. I couldn't help but notice your extremely interesting display at the Countess's dinner. My name's Katia Monaghan. I'm new to Cyrodiil. I'm a wizard, or will be once I can afford training. The soldier nods at your greeting. Well met, fair Khajiit maiden. I am a soldier of the Imperial Legion, proud and selfless upholders of justice and defense of this great nation, and all those who have lived within its glorious borders. I trust your stay has been adequately safe, pleasant, and just. Keep it professional. Tell him about the highwayman exploiting a gap in the patrol. Katia, if the Legionnaire is going to go after Grow Up, warn the Legionnaire that Grow Up definitely has a scroll of Detect Life and probably has a potion of invisibility. Not entirely, you say. Yesterday you were traveling to Kvatch for moderately urgent business when you were approached by a large orcish highwayman named Grug Growup, who demanded all your belongings and threatened to kill you if you did not comply. You wanted to escape using an invisibility potion, but he had this magic detection thing packed between his angular rock-hard abs? And he said he knew a patrol schedule and was timing his robberies so you wouldn't see them. He also has a four-leaf clover, so he presumably has found more four-leaf clovers and now has all the luck. Don't pick her up by the scruff of her neck. The soldier says this mockery of justice fuels his heart and rends at his anger. The Legion will not tolerate an individual who endangers the lives of innocents for personal gain, let alone one who uses the Legion's very patrol schedule against them. First chance he gets, the soldier will send word to his commanding officer requesting a temporary 6-hour adjustment in the patrol schedule in order to catch this vile bandit off guard. And if possible, additional units will be sent to patrol the road until they have apprehended this green scourge of the Gold Road, which is a name he just made up now. Justice will be upheld. The beacon of light cannot be silenced. The soldier apologizes for his failure to protect you, and he says he hopes your future travels are much safer. Always try to spit out that you would like him to protect you on your way to Kvatch as fast as you can, because this is kind of awkward. Make sure to designate a time and place to meet that you can easily make. You explained that you never did make it all the way to Kvatch yesterday. You came here after you were robbed and have been a bit scared of travel again, given your bad experience last time. You are What happened? Is one of the pieces of cake laced with rum or something? What happened? Sorry about that, you say. You've eaten like 3 pieces of chocolate cake in the last 10 minutes. There's no law against throwing up on someone's plants, right? The soldier says it's usually not appreciated, but it is technically perfectly illegal under imperial law and therefore fine. He peed into that same flower pot on his way in, so it's probably fine. Anyways, you were planning to head towards Kvatch again tomorrow. You're pretty helpless and worthless, though, so you were wondering if maybe he would be willing to be an escort? I mean, not in like that way, but you just want someone to protect you while you walk to Kvatch, if that's what he's willing to do. Aw, shoot, I forgot to zoom in all the way. Shoot. Well, sorry about that, guys. It's zoomed in now. The soldier considers your request. While he surely wishes to defend every citizen as bravely and excessively as possible, he takes his job as a patrolman very seriously and cannot deviate from his strict schedule simply to guide citizens from city to city. That job is for other people, such as hired guides and bodyguards. However, the soldier says, if you want protection on your journey, you are welcome to join him on his normal route to Kvatch. The two of you would depart from the castle at 4:30 sharp tomorrow morning, and follow the Gold Road to Kvatch at a brisk trot, stopping only to defend yourselves, defend an innocent citizen, or preemptively slaughter potentially dangerous forest animals. If you're willing to keep up, he will gladly travel with you and offer the unparalleled protection of the Imperial Legion. Katia inquire further. Ask him how quickly he travels, though. You want to know if you'll be able to keep up with his pace. After all, many horrible things could happen if you lagged behind. Yeah, should have mentioned you got a receipt from the Orc. Show it to the guard if you still had it. Katia, assume the Master Blaster position on the guard, with no-name's shoulders during the patrol. What? I think I'm too young to get that. Just to be safe, you ask him exactly how fast a brisk trot is. You're not used to traveling long distances and want to make sure you can keep up with him. The soldier says Imperial Legion regulation defines a brisk trot as exactly 3.3 miles per hour. Taking into account the average amount of justice detours, at this speed you would arrive in Kvatch about midday. 3.3 miles per hour? Excuse me? That's a mile and 20 minutes. That means a lap every 5 minutes. Ugh, I would maybe be able to do that if I really had my heart put onto it, but that would be tough. The soldier says Imperial Legion midday. That sounds doable, you say? You also mentioned that the bandit left you a receipt for the robbery, though it's at your friend's house right now. Would it help the justice proceedings or anything if you gave it to him tomorrow? Evidence is always accepted, he says. For all he knows, it could end up being a vital clue in the apprehension of this green scourge. The last question, you say, under Imperial law, is there anything preventing someone from jumping onto another person's shoulders? Or just kind of riding on top of them? The soldier tells you that's usually not appreciated by the person being ridden, but it is technically acceptable under Imperial law and therefore absolutely fine to do whenever you want. Don't commit to anything. Say you'll think about it. Thank him for the offer. The gauntlets are so big that his finger is just... You tell the soldier that you'll definitely consider joining him tomorrow. You want to check with your friends first. Last time you made a simple decision on your own without explaining every detail to her, you lost everything. Sprained your ankle, almost died, and accidentally had a night with a necromancer. The soldier says he understands, regardless of whether or not you join him tomorrow. He wishes you safe travels and an enjoyable citizenship in this proud nation. This is exciting. You're excited. Tomorrow, you are totally going to make it to Kvatch, and then you'll get all the stuff Quill we want done, and then you'll be able to repay for all the damages you did, and maybe you'll even get to, train as a wizard, and you feel like anything is possible. You feel like maybe there's a chance you won't mess this up. Katia, consider flailing your arms around the cord area, or whatever it is that you're standing in right now, to check for invisible persons. I can't help but think Grug Grow-Up might have been tracking Katia with that invisibility potion or something, and anyways, if anyone gives you a strange look, you can always play it off as suffering from intense amounts of sugar. Just to be safe, you claw the air a bit to make sure there are no invisible orcs nearby. You hadn't really considered the fact that Gurug could be invisibly watching you right now, and it makes you a little uneasy. You reassure yourself that he would have no reason to follow you since he already took all your stuff. That would be a waste of his time and money, something a businessman like him wouldn't do. You're safe, you hope. Maybe later you'll ask Quillweave if there's anything you can do to see invisible people. Oh shoot, 4:30 is early. Well, we'll miss the soup kitchen if we leave then. Up to you, Katia. Yeah, 4:30 is really early. That's earlier than I have to wake up, at the earliest. Also, hey, forgot that the soup kitchen would open at that time. This is problematic. If she doesn't eat, she might not be able to keep up with the guard. If she does, she won't have his protection. Solutions? Ration your cake, Katia. You're a grown woman. You can get away with skipping breakfast every once in a while. Seriously. It probably is time to end your cake binge, though. You find one of the servants and get him to wrap the rest up for you. Save it for in the morning. Inform Quilweave of your plans to ask what she thinks you should do. The whole reason you want to go to Kvatch is a favor to her, so you should make sure she's still willing to entrust you with the task. Remember what happened last time you tried to surprise her? Yeah, I do. She seems just as tall as this tall fellow. You find your way back to Quillweave and tell her the soldier's offer. You never traveled with a soldier before, but you think it would be a lot safer than going on your own, and you ask Quillweave if she thinks the same. She agrees that is a good plan. She was hoping that you'd find someone safe to travel with, and there are few people safer than an Imperial Legionnaire. Anyways, he seems like a good guy, a little murderous, but overall good. And then get some sleep, as it surely is late, and 4:30 is pretty early to be leaving the city. On the way back to her place, you tell Quillweave all about how you were really nervous at the beginning of the dinner, but then by the end you had pretty much overcome your countess phobia. You're proud of yourself. You never thought that was something you could accomplish, and if that's possible, who knows what else you have in you. She's gonna have a nightmare tonight, isn't she? You think this might have been the best day you've had in, well, forever. Quilly says she's glad you enjoyed yourself. You thank her again for inviting you, it means a lot. Oh, and watch out for the bathtub that is inconveniently placed in your walkway. She thanks for the warning. It's late, so she'll just dump the thing in the morning. Good night. Ooh, Katie is not sleeping there? Or she's letting her crash at your place again, right? About that. There's no bath. Oh, I guess that could be a bathtub. Back at dinner, you told the Countess that I run errands for you in exchange for a place to stay. I'm pretty sure that was just a cover story so you didn't have to admit I was an alcoholic who repeatedly broke into your house, but is there any chance the whole giving me a place to stay could be a real thing? Clove tells you that the idea behind a cover story is that they are not real things. Otherwise, they wouldn't be cover stories, they'd just be the truth. Aren't you in the Mages Guild? Can't you stay there? You explained that you visited the guild, but weren't accepted in yet. Evidently, to apply, you must display proficiency with at least 2 spells and be able to carry 150 pounds of books. They said the second one was very important for wizards, so yeah, you just kind of need a place to crash tonight. You've seen my house, Quillweave says. There's just one bed and a whole lot of cold stone floors. I could honestly sleep on a cold stone floor. I can sleep like upside down. I don't know if I've said it before, but I fell asleep leaning up against a wall once. No one, well, actually, the people that were there believed me, but not many people think I'm being serious when I say that. I'm gonna be leaving it off here. And next episode, we'll see if Quillweave decides to swipe left or right with Katia. Till then, Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anyways, see ya!